I want to give you a really important tip when it comes to making your girl squirt. Now, the squirting technique is quite vigorous, and if you've tried it before, you'll realize that your arm gets really tired really quickly. A big mistake that a lot of people make is that they're relying too much on their fingers and on their wrists in order to do the movement to make the woman squirt. While you can do this for a little bit, what's going to happen is that your forearm is going to get extremely tired extremely quickly, and it's going to cramp up massively, which means you could get her really close to orgasm, but you can't keep going because you're fully cramped up. So the solution to this that I personally use is that while I will use my fingers when stimulating the G-spot, when we get to that end part when they're just about to reach orgasm and we want to make them squirt, I switch from using my fingers to more locking my fingers into place. I might still have a little bit of movement with my fingers, but I'll actually shift the majority of my movement up to my arm. And what will happen is that I'll actually use my arm to start to vibrate. And so you'll notice that my whole upper arm gets tense when I do this. And even better than this, because this can still get really crampy, is that you actually want to get into a position where you can move your arm backwards and forwards like this. Using these big muscle groups, you will tire way less quickly, and you can actually get more vigorous with it and use more strength to really bring them to that squirting orgasm. And you can also bring in like an upwards and downwards motion as you're going back and forth inside their vulva. You can go upwards and down in order to really stimulate that area. Now, in order to be able to do this, you need to get into the right body position. So if you're just sitting down and she's directly in front of you and your arm's a bit bent, you can't really use your arm to the best of your ability. You can kind of add in some of that vibration, but that backwards and forwards just isn't going to happen. So a good thing that you can do is actually get over your partner. Let's say our partner is in front of us here. The big mistake that a lot of people make, they just try to use their fingers, which is going to cramp up your forearm really quickly. So what we can do while we're here is we can actually shift the motion. We tense up our whole shoulder and arm. We can begin to vibrate like this. Or what can actually be better is if we move slightly to the side. So now my shoulder is parallel with her vulva. What we can now do is shift more of the movement into the upper arm. And then even if I lean over, then I can really begin to move my arm up and down like this in order to bring her to a squirting orgasm. I talk in detail about the best tips, tricks, body positions, and the exact fingering techniques that I use to make women squirt inside my course on squirting. Go to passionately.com/squirt or click the link in the description down below if you're serious about learning how to make your partner squirt and you want to blow their mind and give them some of the best squirting orgasms of their life. And this tip is just one of the things I teach in that course. So you will still use your fingers a bit while you're doing this. You will still get a bit of soreness in your entire arm because it is quite vigorous, but it's going to allow you to go for longer and hopefully bring them to that squirting orgasm. You can also shift hands if you need to and keep going with the other hand. If you're trying this and you're finding she's still struggling to squirt, then you can check out my course. Link will be in the description down below. Otherwise, go ahead and watch this video on some of the things that can hold women back from squirting. Sometimes you need to overcome things like their mentality, or you need to have the right timing and make sure that they're at the right arousal level for your techniques to be able to work. So check out that video and get rid of those hurdles so you can help make your partner squirt.